Well, folks, I find it hard to believe, but it looks like it's already that time of the year again. Time for another Christmas display contest. I've already got my display all ready to go here. We've got this little Christmas tree, as well as what's possibly the smallest HO scale circle of track, featuring my lifelike Santa Fe 040, vintage Limax car with a whole bunch of trees, and a Canadian National caboose, which was actually off my first train set. I really like this tree too. I picked it up at Dollarama a couple of years ago. It's got a red light at the top, which my grandmother and grandfather, who were tree decorators, used to say that's what you always do with a Christmas tree. You put a red light on the top. Apparently it makes it look more grand. So I decided to do that. Well, folks, here we are again, back at it with a fourth season of the Christmas display contest. I can't believe it's already time for another one. It seems like only yesterday we were doing the first version of this display contest, and here we are in the fourth. I just find that absolutely wild. Time really does fly. But anyways, for anybody who doesn't know what the Christmas display contest is, because I know there are some new viewers here on the channel, for the last few years I've been holding a Christmas display contest where everybody builds a display kind of like what I've got going on here, but most people build something a little more elaborate. And we hold a contest. All the people who make a display get to vote, and whoever gets the most votes wins a prize. Now, this year's prize is a Locomotive, which I went out to the hobby shop today for. It's a Canadian Pacific GP15-1. This is the exact same type of locomotive I actually reviewed on the channel about a year ago. I bought a CSX model, and it's been a fantastic locomotive, so I felt pretty good about buying one of these for the giveaway. It also reminds me a little bit of the train which hauls the Canadian Pacific holiday train every year. I know it's a different locomotive, but it's still a Canadian Pacific one, and I think a red locomotive is fitting for Christmas. So that is going to be the prize. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how is it I enter this display contest? Well, first you have to build some sort of a holiday-themed display. It doesn't even necessarily have to be Christmas, but you get the idea. So it has to have a holiday theme, and it has to have a train. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of train you use. You can use a G-scale train, you can use an N-scale train, you can use one of the little wooden trains, you can use one of those plastic ones you buy at the grocery store. It doesn't matter. There just needs to be a train. That's one of my rules, and you have to build it yourself. It doesn't matter if you get family or friends involved in building your display, but you can't just go to a shopping mall and film something like that. It has to be your display. Now, you take a video of your display, you put the video up on your channel. In the description, you're going to want to put a hashtag. I'll put it up on the screen here, and this year it's going to be SMT Xmas Train 2022. It's the 2022 edition of the Christmas display contest. Now, I'll put a comment on this video which everybody can reply to with their votes. If you have made a display, you are eligible to vote. And then, again, whoever gets the most votes will get to win. I'll also put the hashtag on that comment. That way all of you can click it and go check out the displays. Because in the past, there have been some really incredible entries. I'm always blown away by the things people are able to make. So many of you are so creative. And yeah, it's usually a lot of fun just checking out all these different displays and then voting on who you thought did best. In a previous year, too, just as an example, it might have been last year's actually, somebody built a massive steam locomotive out of cardboard and they decorated it with Christmas lights, and it actually was eligible because it had a holiday theme and was a train. So it just goes to show you, you can be really creative with what you put together. And the year before that too, this guy, he made this kind of small layout, but it had a lot of detail to it, and everybody really liked it, and he actually ended up winning. So yeah, anyways, I hope you all have fun with it. Now let's go test out this locomotive and see how it runs. That way you can all see what it is you could be winning if you're lucky. So we'll just do a quick unboxing of this nifty little diesel locomotive. Just quickly, here are the specifications for it. You can see it's a GP15-1 Canadian Pacific. Here's the back of the box for anybody who's wondering. And this is a brand new locomotive. It's never been used. I mean, we'll do a little test run, but I'm obviously going to be as careful as I can with it here. And there it is. And just as the CSX model was, you know, they've done a very nice job with this. I know this is not like a Rapido quality locomotive, but the detail's pretty decent on it. It's got metal knuckle couplers. It's overall pretty solid. In my review of the CSX Model 2, I actually opened up the drive and showed how it was all set up, and it appeared to be very good quality. Anyways, let's take it over to the track and I'll show you all how it runs. So just to quickly show you all how this thing runs, we'll get it set up on the track and I'll give it some power here. And you can see it's very smooth, it's nice and quiet. And if we turn it around here, you'll see that it's actually got directional lighting. The lights are super bright. It's overall a very good little locomotive. Can actually go and pick up some cars. The engine has a pulling capacity, I think with the other one I did a review of about 15 or so cars. It's nothing crazy, but again, very decent. So yeah, this fine little locomotive here might be coming to your collection in the not so distant future if you're lucky. A couple of rules I just want to quickly explain about the voting. The first one being that it's only one entry per person. The second one being that you can't vote for yourself, you have to vote for somebody else. And the third being there is going to be some verification on the votes. I'm going to check the channels that do vote to, first of all, make sure they've actually uploaded a video, but also that the video is clearly a legitimate one and not a fraudulent one, because last year I had some cases where there were people uploading 6-second videos of a locomotive on a log and saying that was an entry. These were from kind of unusual looking channels, and I think it was a case where somebody was trying to juice up their own votes. So if I see that kind of stuff going on, it's not going to be accepted, because I want this contest to be fair for everybody. So I want to make sure that all the votes are in fact legitimate. One more thing that I want to mention too, I will pay the shipping expenses and all the other fees associated with getting this locomotive to you. And the reason I say that is because I just want to make sure y'all know you're not going to be on the hook to pay for shipping this thing. But the other thing is, unfortunately, there have been a lot of scams going on the channel lately. And me and the moderation team here have been working hard to try to make sure that these accounts are eliminated off the channel. But unfortunately, they have managed to get a couple people. So if you get replies from accounts which look very similar to mine, you know, basically impersonating me, saying you have to pay this or you've won or anything like that, it is a scam. I will say the winner in the video, and that will be whoever it actually is. So if you get any accounts asking you to send them money, it's a scam. Please ignore it, because I don't want anybody getting scammed over this. But with that being said, I wish you all the best of luck in the contest, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your layouts out there. Merry Christmas, everyone.